Hello, and welcome to StudioA. I'm Riley Chestnut. Joining me today are Samantha Rojas, Opie Jayoba, Logan Harris, and Ivy Guerra. Today, we have stories about a crackdown in downtown parking in San Marcos, millennials and their relationship to religion, and a finance class where students can manage millions of dollars. Stay with us for StudioA. Universities around the country push to make sure their students get a bit of real-world experience. In the McCoy College of Business, there's a course that really gives them that experience, with consequences. Ivy, you dropped in on that class. Why don't you tell us more about it?
So this class is Finance 4322 Practicum. Students form teams to manage investment accounts. So, what happens when you give a group of students $100,000 to manage? Texas State's McCoy School of Business offers many programs like the Student Managed Investment Fund Practicum. This program gives students the opportunity for a hands-on experience. These students are literally managing millions. The Student Managed Investment Fund Practicum was all made possible by Professor Holland Tolles, Kenneth Moon, and William Chittenden.
In 2006, the McCoy Foundation gift to the college created an endowment fund that we knew would be the money available for a student managed investment fund.
The course is divided into two parts. The first part beginning with an entry-level top-down fundamental analysis.
First semester we learned a lot about the indicators of things that are going to impact the market.
And the second being an authority figure within the program.
Second semester you take on more of a leadership role, and you kind of have already developed your soft skills, so you're a little more confident in your presentations, and you can kind of give almost a critique to the first semester students to kind of let them know which direction to kind of go into to improve their skills.
To show how well the Smith program has prepared these students, the 2018 Global Management Education Forum Conference was held in New York, showcasing university teams from around the country, in which our Bobcats brought home a trophy for first place in the fixed income division.
But there's still going to be reliance on getting outside.
So like CVS, it's bringing us down over there. It's kind of.
Through the time spent in this program, students have graduated and found their place in the real world.
We had our alumni event. Many of them, some working at Goldman Sachs, USAA, Frost, they are making a big impact wherever they are. And that's really, it shows what we're doing here is paying off, and it's really more time. And as more students go out there, I think we'll continue to build a name and a reputation.
So Ivy, I'm curious, how did these students get graded in this class?
So this class is based off of if you can manage a portfolio. If you can keep the budget of $100,000 and make it grow a little bit, you'll be just fine. This class is a buy low and sell high kind of class.
The dreaded freshman 15 is something we all hope to see. But is it fact or fable? Opie Jayoba wanted to find out. Opie?
Well, I think it all is about what the college students are intaking in their bodies. What are they actually eating?
The dreaded freshman 15 is something that seems unavoidable. With enticing on-campus lunch options, such as Pizza Hut and Chick-fil-A, are students at Texas State immune to the curse? Walking from class to class may seem more like a hike at times on a campus that spans 491 acres. Eric Jones, a freshman, sure thinks so.
I feel like I haven't gained that much weight, but I can see why people would gain weight because you have more opportunities to eat here than at home, I guess. It's like food everywhere, so it's like I can understand why people would gain weight. But at the same time, the stairs do kind of balance it out.
While the university does offer some healthy options, some are not as healthy as you may think. In 2014, the dietary guidelines suggested healthy individuals consume no more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium each day. Some sandwiches served at Blimpie, such as the large-sized Blimp, contain over 5,000 milligrams of sodium. In other words, 2 days worth of a recommended sodium intake. Kendra Weston, a former resident life manager, saw students in their freshman year gain weight regularly.
Exercise is good, but exercise without healthy eating, it's still problematic and you still can gain weight. So yes, I did, when I used to work in residence life, a lot of my freshmen were still having weight issues because of that. You go to class and come back, but again, if you learn the routes, you don't have to take stairs as much. But if you're eating things like Jones until 12 o'clock, or Jones is the only thing that's open, and there's not really a lot of healthy options other than the sandwich place, then yeah, you're gonna gain your freshman 15 and then some.
While the freshman experience differs from everyone, there are some encouraging tips you can use to stay healthy.
So, Opie, I know most of the choices that we have on campus to eat are junk food. And I know if I was a freshman, that's what I would mostly be going for. What more can students do to help prevent getting their freshman 15?
Honestly, not really anything besides not eating on campus. Everything that is on campus is unhealthy. Although they might say it is healthy, it's unhealthy. So the thing that they can do is maybe portion out what times they're going to eat on campus. They can easily eat at home if they are able to. You know, a lot of freshmen, they can't really get out of gaining the freshman 15 because, you know, swipes and meal trays are what they heavily rely on, being that they do stay in dorms and things like that. But I guess the bright side is when they do move off of campus, they're able to tame their weight and to tame the things that they're intaking into their body.
While some people are dealing with food choices to stay in shape, others are taking a more affirmative approach to weight loss. That also means their exercise of choice is changing. Edgardo Hernandez says cardio is being replaced by good old-fashioned weights.
When it comes to getting in shape, cardio is an important part of the exercise process. Whether it be cycling or running on the treadmill, cardio is one of the first things Texas State students do when visiting the Student Recreation Center. But within minutes, there are only a handful of people left to carry the load. Which begs the question, where did everyone else go? The weight room. According to a worldwide survey released by the American College of Sports Medicine, strength training, also known as weightlifting, ranked within the top 10 fitness trends for 2018, which comes as no surprise why the incorporation of strength training has become a recent trend for men and women here at the Student Rec Center. Although cardio is great for promoting heart health and endurance, some students believe balancing it with lifting movements, such as pressing and pulling, is more beneficial than focusing purely on one.
Yeah, you can't really have one without the other. You kind of go one way, you kind of notice that people who do a lot of cardio are a lot smaller. People who do a lot of weights, no cardio, kind of bigger and fatter. So you kind of want a happy medium is kind of what you want to aim for most people.
Since weighted exercises can vary in difficulty, some people are left intimidated and unsure of where to start. At the Rec Center, you can find the workout of the week posted on the wall, or have a trainer guide you through some exercises and any misconceptions you've come across.
Toning, that takes weightlifting, and a lot of times they get scared thinking that lifting weights is going to make them into some kind of bodybuilder looking physique, which that's absolutely not true at all. Lifting weights, especially in moderation, will definitely help.
While there are misconceptions regarding the use of weights, gym goers believe that the best way to overcome skepticism is by stepping into the weight room and seeing it for yourself.
Just do it, try a basic routine. I started off doing like bodybuilding stuff, and then I switched to other stuff. Don't be scared of it. Like once you get into it, it gets pretty fun.
For StudioA, this is Edgardo Hernandez.
So Logan, how are people finding a balance with cardio and weight training put together?
Well, as you saw from the graphic and the story, weight training's way up on popularity with exercising, and I think students are just trying to find that balance between cardio and weight training to, feel better about themselves and how they look.
Well, coming up on StudioA, millennials' attitudes towards religion are changing. We'll look at some new rules about parking off campus, and we'll explore the pros and cons of living off campus. Those stories and more when StudioA returns.
We heard some of you think the San Marcos Public Library is just for doing homework.
And some of you think the library hasn't changed since you were a kid.
Well, guess what, y'all? The San Marcos Public Library is bigger and better than ever.
Why don't you take me to the library?
the library has books, but did you know it has audiobooks and DVDs too? You can even download ebooks and audiobooks from their website. The San Marcos Public Library has a lifetime of information and entertainment in person and online.
Do you want to go to the San Marcos Public Library right now?
Yes, I do.
For arguably the entire history of humanity, few factors have had as much influence as organized religion. But here at Texas State, as well as the rest of the country, it seems that millennials are leaving it behind. In San Marcos, there are many things that college-age millennials can do to enjoy each Sunday, but going to campus organizations like the 242 Church or the United Campus Ministry don't seem to be favorites.
Some are slightly hesitant, a little uncomfortable. Some people are pretty on board with it. It kind of depends on what friend I'm talking to. If I have friends who aren't really familiar with the concept, didn't grow up in a church, they're a little more maybe nervous, or they're not really into it as you might think.
It appears that attitude is more common among millennials than any previous generation. According to the Pew Research Center, 6 out of 10 surveyed millennials say that religion isn't important, leaving me to ask 242 church staffer Cliff Turner why that is the case.
Just the sense of individualism that's in our culture today. You see that especially here in San Marcos, going to the square, different distractions. It's very difficult to keep a student's attention on their faith. It's important to have a real connection that's not based on social media or something like that.
Then how are these places reaching out to millennials if they don't show up to sing praises each Sunday? Simple. By promoting a new message of openness and understanding for a socially conscious generation to embrace.
They're trying to get out that hate mongering, they're trying to get out that hate, and they're just trying to accept people for who they are, how they are. They don't have to believe in Christ. Just come to church. We'll love on you anyway. That's where I see the church going.
So, what is it about the traditional church that millennials don't like?
I think it's the organized structure of it all that millennials seem to be rebelling against. They want something a little more freeform in the way they express their spirituality.
So is it the authority that they don't like about it? They want to just be told about, religion through their friends, or?
Yeah, they want to get a fresh perspective on it, and not so much the old-fashioned preacher. They want to get a new take on the subject of religion itself.
Well, that's not how I was brought up, but if they like it, I love it.
Now, one of the biggest decisions that college students make is where to live after freshman year. Should you continue to stay at a dorm or live off campus and get your own apartment? Taylor Harris says there are some solid reasons why living off campus is the best choice.
One of the biggest decisions as a college student is deciding where to live after your freshman year. Should you continue to stay in a dorm or live off campus and get your own apartment? Here are the reasons why living off campus is the best option. Living off campus costs just about the same as if you were to live in a shared room dorm. Here at Texas State, a standard traditional community-style dorm costs $5,470 per year, and that's if you're sharing a room with someone else. Single rooms range from $6,940 to $9,990 per year.
The rates right now for on-campus living is so expensive, especially since you have to pay it all in full. I like living somewhere where I can just make it in payments, pay monthly rent instead of having to pay $4,000, $5,000 for a dorm semester where I could live. I don't even have my own room.
You have more space while living in an apartment. That includes more storage, larger kitchens, a real living room, laundry area, and your own bedroom. In a dorm, you will have to walk across the residence hall to find a laundry room and kitchen.
Tuition is much lower than living on campus, and especially at this complex, it's the cheapest one here in San Marcos. It's $460 a month, and it's much more economical than getting a dorm.
Parking on campus can be costly. If you want to park on campus, you will have to purchase a permit, which can range from $200 to $500.
Texas State normally sells more parking passes than they actually have room for.
And so there have been a couple times where my roommate or I cannot find a parking spot in the Edward Gary garage, even though we pay over $500 a year for parking. And then we have to go to another garage or even farther. One time my roommate had to park over by LBJ in that green parking lot because every parking lot was full.
So, if you think about staying on campus, you might want to reconsider your decision. Off-campus living is full of freedom and privacy. You can truly enjoy your college experience. Plus, there's free parking. For StudioA, this is Taylor Harris.
Now, Sam, I remember my dorm experience at UTSA, and while it was pleasant, I couldn't wait to get out of there and move into my own place. So, Sam, I guess what I'm asking you is, what is so enticing for freshmen or students that want to get out of a dorm and find their own spot?
Well, I think it's just a sense of like they're going to get more privacy, but also a sense of responsibility, because once you're in a dorm, you live with another person and it's the size of a closet, so you don't really get that much privacy to yourself. And once you move out of campus, you move into your own apartment, you have so many responsibilities. You have to pay your rent, you have to pay the electric bill, the water bill, you have to pay for your own groceries and cook for yourself. So I think it's just like the responsibility and just a good transition from high school to college to adulthood, and just for young people to not be shocked as to how the real world really works.
Anybody who has to get to campus by car knows that parking is an ongoing problem. Ivy, you found out that San Marcos has a new way to deal with people who park where they shouldn't.
So, no doubt, it is a hassle, and lots of people try to park in downtown San Marcos, and the city is going to get tougher on those who do. San Marcos is known for its parking issues, and students and local residents couldn't be more upset about it. Also, students who illegally park on the square could see a rise in tickets. San Marcos Police Department is introducing a new system on police vehicles to improve the efficiency of parking monitoring against students and local residents who park on the square while attending classes. Former Texas State student Christopher Tondre says it was all just a big inconvenience.
It was just unfortunate because I guess there's really not that much parking spaces available for students sometimes, and sometimes you just gotta try your luck, I guess.
While this new system helps keep local businesses clear of temporarily set-aside vehicles, one local business still feels for kids that can't afford parking passes at Texas State.
I feel bad. I mean, I was a poor college student once, and I'm still poor now, and if I got towed, it would really affect my financial situation. I really just don't want people to get towed. I want them to make another parking lot for students so that we can avoid this.
Another close-by business feels that another parking lot free of charge would help Texas State students keep from getting towed.
Sometimes I drive around and I see a lot of students, literally they have their cars like all the way, all this in the street. If you go all the way to I-35, you'll see a lot of people parking their cars all the way there and walking all the way, and sometimes maybe it's hard for them, to make it on time to their classes and stuff. So I think Texas State should have a very big lot and parking garages around, for a student, and I don't mind it. I wish it will be free for a student so they don't have to pay anything.
For now, students and local residents who leave their parked vehicles in restricted areas will have to find another way of parking or pay the cost of a ticket or possible towing fees.
So Ivy, this was your story, and you touched on it a little bit already, but can you tell me a little bit about that new system Texas State's going to be implementing?
Sure. So previously, San Marcos PD would find cars that were in the limited time areas around the square. And in order to see if they had been there for a while, they would go up to the car and they would mark their tires with white chalk. And then only to return later to see if that car had moved or not. And then if not, of course, they would get the towing company involved and have that car towed. But now, everything is going to be done digitally. So everything's going to be done through GPS, location, and license plate tracking. So it's going to be a lot easier for San Marcos PD to keep track of cars that are in areas longer than they need to be. So any student that parks on the square, we've got some pretty bad news for them.
We got more coming up on StudioA. The campus has lots of plants and flowers that add to its attractiveness. We'll show you where they come from. And we'll check in with a rowdy bunch that represents us at basketball games. Stick around.
In our world, there are 7.6 billion people. San Marcos has 61,980 people, but 1 out of 7 residents in Hays County struggle with hunger. 8,690 children are food insecure. Hunger isn't caused by lack of food, but rather the continued prevalence of poverty. That's why Hays County Food Bank is focused on addressing the root causes of hunger. Together, we can eliminate world hunger. And all it takes is your effort.
If you've got a green thumb and like to work with plants, the University Greenhouse is the place to go. Michael Rivera stopped in recently to find out more.
Spring is here, and with summer closely approaching, the Texas State University Greenhouse is a great place to visit. This state-of-the-art greenhouse was completed in 2013. It has been a staple for hands-on learning for agriculture students, being host to many labs. It also employs students, letting them do some of the same work as professional greenhouse nurses. The greenhouse also provides decoration plants for many events at Texas State. The 2 greenhouse nurses explain their routine in taking care of the plants.
The earliest we get in here is about 9 a.m. and my shift is usually Mondays and Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Because it's just like such a chill thing to do, and it's just at your own pace, and you get to like just calm yourself, and it's my favorite way to start my day. So when I'm coming in for like these later shifts, it's like, all right, I get to cool down after the day, but it's the perfect way to just be centered and start my day on Monday, Wednesdays.
Yeah, different plants, they have their different characteristics. Like if we talk about succulents, they really don't need a lot of water. Some of the plants, they do need water, and we do have a special plant like African violets. We don't need to put water in the pot. There is a tray. We need to pour water in the tray, and then we put the pot in the tray.
Plants that we use on graduation are the coleus back here, and they've actually been growing them since birth, and we even have further propagated coleus in the back, so that way we'll have a whole bunch for graduation, and these will be at the commencement ceremonies in spring.
The greenhouse is located on the corner of Lindsay Street and North Street. From StudioA, I'm Michael Rivera.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't even know we had a greenhouse here at Texas State.
Yeah, I think it's really a nice. I think it's a really nice gesture that they take care of the plants to put in for decorations for the seniors' graduation. It's like a good little send off into the real world and a good goodbye.
Really, I've never been to a graduation here at Texas State, but being that we both graduate this semester, I guess we'll be able to see the beautiful flowers.
I'm super excited.
Very.
While working in a greenhouse might seem like a sedate pastime for some, others prefer to cut loose a bit. Samantha Rojas has the story of one such group.
Riley, it's the Texas State basketball band. They're fresh off of a trip to New Orleans where they were cheering on the Bobcats on the Sun Belt tournament. And they're a group that you should know about.
Sitting in the stands of any home Texas State basketball game, you can be sure to find the Bobcat basketball band playing music, cheering on the players, and trying to distract the visiting team to throw them off their game. Although not a requirement to be in the basketball band, most students in the band were members of the Bobcat marching band from the fall semester. And apparently, there are slight changes from band to band.
It's just a lot more interactive, and I mean, you're not outside, so that's a plus. And you just get to be more involved because instead of like 300 people, you only have 150 people.
Director of the basketball band, Matthew Hosner, explains how the band and team's relationship with each other is different than any other spirit team and sport duo.
In basketball band, it's a little bit more of a, I don't want to say a family feel, but it's just more of a we're all in this together kind of feel, and really supporting the team. And we have a close relationship with each other. We all know each other. We all know everyone on the team. So it's just like coming to watch your family play at every game.
With cheering being a close second, the band's favorite thing to do during a game is heckling the Bobcats' opposing teams. But how do they do it?
We just... point out their flaws in their basketball playing.
You can find the Bobcat Basketball Band playing at every men and women's basketball games during the spring semesters.
Now, Sam, there's one thing that you didn't tell us. You're a member of the band.
I am. I have been a member of the band for the past 3 years, since my sophomore year, and this is my last semester with them as I'm graduating. So, you know, it was a good experience with them. I went to 2 trips with them to New Orleans, and just being there for the Bobcats and supporting them, because, you know, not everybody can go to New Orleans and support the team. So we go and we are there for them, cheer for them, support them. So it was really nice to be there for the teams and just have a good time with them.
What was your favorite heckle in your entire time in the band?
Honestly, mine was when they would call out the opposing team's names, and we would turn around and we'd be like, "Who cares?" whenever they call on the team. So, yeah, that was my favorite.
That's great. Well, that's it for this edition of Studio A. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another show. In the meantime, you can check us out on our YouTube channel. For Samantha Rojas, Opie Jayoba, Logan Harris, and Ivy Guerra, I'm Riley Chestnut. Thanks for joining us.